NBA basketball player Ben Mclemore was just sentenced to 8 years in prison for being found guilty of R-wording and actually assaulting a 21-year-old woman at a Lake Oswego house party in 2021. Ben Mclemore, he played for the Sacramento Kings, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Houston Rockets, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Portland Trail Blazers. And then after that, he pretty much finished his career playing overseas. Up until this year, actually, he was still playing overseas before he got found guilty. So let me go ahead and explain everything. A judge sentenced, I already said that. Okay, so a Clackamas County Circuit Court juror found a 32-year-old Mclemore, who hasn't played in the NBA since 2022, guilty last week on one charge of first-degree R-word, one charge of first-degree unlawful actual penetration, and one count of second-degree actual abuse. The jury didn't convict Mclemore on an additional count of second-degree actual abuse. Mclemore, who was sentenced to 100 months in state prison Wednesday, pleaded not guilty to all 4 counts. Mclemore did not address the court and was dressed in a Clackamas County Jail inmate clothing. Many people are often afraid to report this type of conduct for a number of reasons. Clackamas County First Assistant District Attorney Scott Healy said in a statement, "Hopefully the victim's strength and courage in this case will give others the fortitude to come forward in circumstances where actual assault has occurred." The sentence the defendant received today should serve as a reminder that the type of conduct will not be tolerated in our community, and that the Clackamas County DA's office will always work hard to hold offenders accountable and provide justice to the victims. The charges stem from a report of an actual assault in Lake Oswego on October 3rd, 2021 at the home of Robert Covington. Wow, so this happened at a party that Robert Covington was having, man. Robert Covington is still in the NBA. So it says one of Mclemore's, so I guess this is when Ben Mclemore and Robert Covington were both playing on the Portland Trail Blazers, right? So it says police began investigating and Mclemore was the identified suspect. In February 2024, a Clackamas County grand jury heard evidence in the case, including a testimony from the woman who said Mclemore assaulted her, and issued an indictment against Mclemore as well as an arrest warrant, according to police from Lake Oswego. U.S. Marshals arrested Mclemore 2 months later. Mclemore took responsibility for his actions in a statement released later Wednesday. "I strive to live with kindness, to be gentle, and to show up for my people," he said. "I care deeply about those around me, and even in this dark moment, I believe in the power of grace and redemption. I believe in second chances and will work every day to earn mine." In a follow-up statement, Mclemore said he was surprised and disappointed by the verdict. "As I testified, I never believed I was having X without full consent," Mclemore said. We hope the Oregon legislature will adopt a second look process that will evaluate whether he should serve the entire 100-month sentence or whether beyond the short alcohol influence encounter that led to this conviction. He is a considerate and humble person who has lived an honorable, community-focused life," Mclemore's attorney Kristen Weinmiller said, told ESPN on Wednesday. Healy told jurors at the trial that the woman had been drinking heavily, passed out on a living room couch around 2 a.m., then regained partial consciousness in the morning when Mclemore actually penetrated her with his fingers and then began having X with her. I don't want to say that word. Mclemore's attorney disputed the victim's account and claimed she initiated actual contact and consented to it. They also asserted that the woman was sober enough to consent, even though both she and Mclemore were intoxicated. On Wednesday, the victim appeared by video and read a statement. "This has been the longest, almost 4 years of my life. I never imagined that reporting this back in 2021 would lead to such an incredibly difficult and long journey," she said. "These last few years have often felt like a weight that I've had to drag behind me, a constant reminder of the trauma that I haven't been able to fully work through because there was no ending in sight. I now understand on a deep level why so many victims hesitate or never report what happened to them." Mclemore was the 7th pick in the 2013 draft out of Kansas and played for 5 teams across 9 NBA seasons. After playing for the Trailblazers, Mclemore began playing overseas for professional teams in China, Greece, and Spain. Okay, so with that being said, long story short, Robert Covington, who was still in the NBA right now, he was having a house party, right? Him and Ben Mclemore were on the same team. Ben Mclemore was at Robert Covington's house at the party. Obviously, Ben Mclemore was drinking. The woman that he had the encounter with, she was drinking. Now, Ben Mclemore is claiming that they were both drinking. They both had consensual, I don't want to say the word, because they were both having consensual relations, right? And then I guess after she sobered up the next morning, she woke up to Ben basically, using his fingers on her. And then after that, he pretty much started getting it in with her, right? Now, Ben is claiming that this was consensual. This is a situation where a chick was drinking and she pretty much woke up the next day regretting what she did, right? And I'm going to tell you guys this, man. I only went to college for a year, right? My first year of college, I was still 17. You know what I'm saying? I think I was the youngest dude in my college, right? There was multiple situations where I had been drinking, right? And I was either in a dorm party or I was at a house party. And, I was drinking. There was a beautiful woman around. And they wanted me to get it in with them. And I didn't do it because I've seen so many situations, especially with black men, right? I'm a black man. I've seen so many situations where, black guys, they have sex with a chick while they're drinking. And then the next day, the chick regrets the action and claims that the guy R-worded them, right? So I was in college, and like I said, I could have got it in with multiple chicks. All of these chicks were white, by the way, right? A majority of them were white, and they wanted me to get it in with them. Either they was drinking or I wasn't drinking or we were both drinking. And I made the conscious decision to not do it because I didn't want them to wake up the next day and sober up and regret what they did, and then all of a sudden they start accusing your boy of some crazy shit. And this is what happened to Ben Mclemore. Listen, I think everybody would agree that women get drunk faster than men, right? Like women, they can't handle liquor like men do, right? So what happens is they start drinking, they get horny, right? They end up doing something, and then the next day when they sober up, instead of taking accountability for their actions, all of a sudden they just accuse you of the craziest. Now, I wasn't there, right? Like if Ben Mclemore was found guilty and they had actual evidence that this happened, I can't say anything, right? Because my thing is this: why didn't Robert Covington defend Ben Mclemore? I haven't seen anything where Robert Covington publicly defended Ben Mclemore's innocence, right? So the only people that really know what happened is the people that was there. But to all the fellas listening to this video, man, if you're meeting a chick for the first time, right, and she's intoxicated, do not have sex with her, man. I'm telling y'all, don't do it. I've been in this situation multiple times. The only time that I would ever get it in with a chick if she's drinking is if she's my girlfriend or we've been dating. Don't ever meet a chick for the first time. I don't care if you at a house party. I don't care if you go to the club. If you meet a chick for the first time and y'all ain't never got it in before, bruh, and she's drinking, do not get it in with her, bruh. I don't care if she white, purple, yellow. I don't care what race she is, bruh. Do not get it in with her, bruh. Because when she wakes up the next morning and she sobers up and you don't know what she's going to say, bruh. She might have a boyfriend and she might not want to take accountability for her just cheating on a boyfriend. Or maybe she only was attracted to you because she was under the influence. Like this Ben, let's be honest, right? This Ben Mclemore situation, this could have been a situation where the chick found Ben Mclemore attractive while she was drunk, and then she woke up the next day and sobered up and thought the nigga was ugly. Let's just call it what it is, bruh. She could have sobered up the next morning, thought the nigga was ugly, and just accused her of what she accused him of, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Ben Mclemore is innocent, but I've seen this happen to so many dudes. We've seen this happen to Mike Tyson. We've seen this happen to Tupac. We got Shannon Sharp, who's currently being accused of doing this. The list goes on and on, man. Many people have been accused of stuff like this. Unfortunately, Ben Mclemore is one of the people that got found guilty, man. And it's an unfortunate situation But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this video. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Subscribe, thumbs up the video, share the video, and let me know what you guys think about this situation, man. This is sad, man. The fact that Ben Mclemore, who's a former NBA player, the fact that he has to do 8 years in prison because of this situation, man, that's tough, man. Like I said, man, all the fellas out there, man, if you meet a chick for the first time and she's been drinking, don't do anything with her, bruh. At least take her on a couple dates, really get to know her, and, you know, make sure she's sober before you do anything, bruh, because situations like this, it can happen to anybody, man. So with that being said, man, it's your boy Wavy. Thank you for watching this video. I'm out.